Go Away, Geese by Susan Buckley. Table of contents. What's going on here? 2. Meet the geese. 4. Meet the dogs. 8. The dogs meet the geese. 12. Good idea. 16. What's going on here? It was a spring morning in Central Park in New York City. There were birds everywhere. Birds were singing. They were building nests. They were flying through the air. People were happy to see the birds, all except for the Canada geese. About 300 Canada geese were living in Central Park, and they were making a mess. The geese were eating the grass down to its roots. They were chasing away the ducks and other birds. Worst of all, they were pooping all over the grass and in the ponds. People were upset. What could they do about the Canada geese? Meet the geese. Why are Canada geese more of a problem than other birds? To start with, they are big birds, so they poop a lot. If too many geese live in one pond, they will pollute the water with their poop. Geese are also plant eaters. They love to eat grass, so a nice lawn is one of their favorite places to be and to poop. Facts about Canada geese. An adult Canada goose can weigh 20 pounds, 9 kilograms, about the same as a very large cat or a small dog. Canada geese live in ponds, lakes, and marshes. Canada geese eat grasses, grains, and berries. Canada geese were not always such pests. In the past, they were born far north in Canada and Alaska. Each year they flew south to spend the winter in warmer places. They often stopped in places with grass and water, places like Central Park, but they didn't stay. Then some Canada geese began to change their ways. Instead of flying back and forth, some geese settled down. They began to stay in one place all year long. That's when the problems began. Geese raised families in their new homes. The number of geese grew and grew and grew. Good parents. A mother goose usually lays from 2 to 8 eggs. She sits on the eggs for almost a month before they hatch. Babies, called goslings, are born in the spring. The mother and father take care of the goslings for about a year. Geese started taking over parks and golf courses and playing fields. People didn't know what to do. They didn't want to hurt the geese, but they wanted them to go away. Farmers use border collies to herd sheep. Meet the dogs. Then a man named David Marks had an idea. David was working at a golf course where 600 geese were living. He decided to try using dogs to scare away the geese. Soon he found the right dogs for the job. Border collies. Border collies are famous for herding sheep. They can make sheep go wherever they want to go. David discovered that they are also good at scaring geese. Shepherds talk. Dogs listen. Most dog owners use commands like sit and stay to tell their dogs what to do. Shepherds use special commands. They use words, whistles, and hand signals to tell a dog where to go and what to do. How do border collies herd sheep? A person called a shepherd gives a command telling the dogs where to gather the sheep. Then the dogs go into action. First, they race around the sheep. They guide the sheep to where the shepherds want them to go. This is what it looks like when a border collie gives the eye. Then the dogs keep the sheep there. How? They look at them with a hard, steady stare. This is called giving the eye. When border collies give sheep the eye, the sheep behave themselves. Border collies must be trained to work with birds instead of sheep. The dog is herding ducks as part of its training. David Mark's idea was to use the natural skills of border collies, but he trained the dogs to work with geese, not sheep. The dogs meet the geese. David's idea worked. He started a company called Geese Police. People call the geese police when they have too many geese. The geese police use border collies to move geese out of parks and golf courses and lawns. The people who train and work with the dogs are called handlers. Border Collie Pie listens to her handler, Brian. Remember all of those geese in Central Park? The geese police came to the rescue. Border collies like Pi and Max worked with their handlers in Central Park. Dogs and handlers were in the park day and night. Border Collie Max watches geese from the shoreline. Max and the other dogs never touched the geese. They just scared them. The dogs moved slowly toward the geese, staring all the time. They gave the geese the eye. To the geese, the dogs looked like a dangerous enemy, so the geese flew away. The handlers used kayaks to reach geese in the water. Sometimes the dogs had to take a boat ride to get to the geese. Max and the other dogs rode in kayaks and canoes. They jumped out of the boats to herd the geese out of the park's ponds. Soon, the geese began to leave Central Park. The people in charge of the park were happy. The people who used the park were happy, and the geese police were happy, too. Max and his fellow workers had done a great job. Good idea. It's not always easy for people and animals to share the same space. When too many geese want to use people's lawns and ponds, there are problems. David Marks figured out how to help people without hurting the geese. He had a good idea. He tried it out, and he made it work. The geese police got rid of the geese, and people in Central Park no longer have to watch out for goose poop. Goose, geese. Gosling, roots. pond, lake, marsh. Pollute, fly, flew, grow, grew, hatch, enemy, herd, shepherd, command.